Hey, what's up everybody? This is Ultimate Khan, also known as Atish, and I am a game developer. And this is my new video series. It is called A Dev's Perspective. And I'll be talking about various video game related stuff. So news and the latest news. I'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about what I think the video game industry is doing right, what I think that the video game industry is doing wrong. So I'll be talking about things like that. So first of all, I'd like to talk about what the title of this video says. EA's loot boxes. So the title of the video that I've decided is that A Dev's Perspective, EA loot boxes, scummy practices. Alright, so that's what the title of this video is. And let me first of all make it clear that I actually think that loot boxes are a form of gambling. Alright, even though I'm a game dev and I'm saying that, and I might be under fire from other video game developers for saying that. Some of them, not all of them, but I mean most indie game developers will agree that loot boxes are a form of gambling. They are, and at least that's what I think they are. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. I just think that they're like slot machines. So that's my perspective on that. And but there's another thing that journalists don't tell you, and they do. Some of them do, but they don't really put a lot of emphasis on that. And it's pretty simple. When developers and publishers say that a game is costly to make, they are telling the truth. It is very, very, very costly to make video games in this day and age. And of course, to make good quality AAA games, it is very, very difficult. Well, let me tell you, friends, you don't need to buy video games to survive. You don't need video games to live. You don't need video games to breathe. It's not really medicine. It's just a piece of software. It's for entertainment. You can live without it. Many games in the world, many indie game developers in the world fail, alright? And they don't get their money back. They don't make money at all, in fact. Most indie game developers fail miserably. They don't even make $1. And that is true, by the way. That is not a joke. So basically what I'm trying to say is that even though loot boxes are gambling, the inclusion of loot boxes and microtransactions in games in one way is correct but not in the right way. It is correct but not in the right way. Now let me explain that. You see, it's not necessary that the game that you release in 2018 makes money. But if you have released a game in 2018 and it makes money, it's not necessary that the game you released in 2019 makes money. That is why the reason why game developers try to, well, take as much money away from you as possible is because, first of all, they're greedy. Some of them are. And the point of a business is to make as much money as possible. So I'm not one of them, but I mean, I am, like, in this way I am one of them, that I do like to make money, but I'm not greedy. That's what I wanted to say. So what I'm trying to say is that game developers and game publishers like EA, Activision and Warner Brothers, the top publishers and developers that Jim Sterling usually talks about, and other video game channels that I follow talk about. Well, they are, on top. They're right here, and they are basically, they have to do many things. They have to pay back their investors. They have to do these things and do that, and some things that indie game developers don't need to do. So for them, being greedy and making a lot of money as a business sort of makes sense, but like I said, they're not right. I'm not saying they're right, they're just correct. So I know, like, many people will disagree with me, but that's a game developer's perspective. Like, for me, I don't put loot boxes in my games. I don't I don't put in-app purchases in my game. It's just I mean, I try my best to release premium games, and I can tell you one thing for sure, that it's very difficult to make the money back. In fact, I sometimes do not make my money back. And the fact is that if I have a game that is a super hit, I would want it to generate as much money as I can from it, because I have no idea whether the next game that I will release will actually do as good or even better than the previous game. Now, there are some studios who have done well after one of their games was a hit, and CD Projekt Red did that. Like, they made Witcher 1, Witcher 2, then The Witcher 3. I believe the creators of Outlast, I don't remember their name, they did well. They didn't do anything scummy. Other games like, yeah, even the developers of The Evil Within, they didn't have any loot boxes or any in-app purchases. At least not in The Evil Within 2, that's what I've heard. So not everybody does it. But it's also true that those games don't sell really well. Some of them don't. At least I know The Evil Within 2 did not sell well. And that's disappointing, because that game actually deserved downloads. At least I believe that it did. So from a game developer's perspective, loot boxes are an unethical thing. They're bad, they're wrong, they shouldn't be in video games. But if somebody does decide to add them, the sense is that he or she is trying to make as much money as possible, because they have really no idea whether the next game that they release will actually be a success or not. These top video game development studios like Activision Blizzard, I believe it was Activision who made like $7.35 billion or something, and proceeded to, I think, fire 800 of their employees. By the way, these are unscripted videos, so that's the reason why I don't have information. So yeah, $7.35 billion is a lot, but then again, like the kind of businesses they are, it's not enough for them, and you can say that they're greedy. But the fact is that they've got so many pressures and so many things that we don't really know about, and that's the reason why they have to keep on accumulating money, probably due to pressures from investors and stuff. So before you go and bash studios, I bash them too, by the way, trust me, I do. I'm just giving you something extra to think about when you do go and talk about these things, because it's necessary that whenever you argue with somebody, whenever you present a point, you should have a good understanding of why somebody's doing, why he is doing this, or why she is doing this, what's the exact reason why they're doing what they're doing. It's a little important. It's just going to give you a better idea of just how things work around here. So that's my take. I'd like to know what you guys think about this video. This is my first. Hopefully I will make more. And whether you like or dislike this video, it's just I'm sharing this. Hopefully it's going to help you help you at arguing better or presenting a point better. Take care, guys. See you in the next video.